Who's more responsible for the Patriots' success, Tom Brady or Bill Belichick?
Skip, the other day I was 60-40 Brady, 50-50. I might give a slight edge to Coach Belichick because since Brady became the starter in 2001, they're 13-5 with quarterbacks other than Tom Brady in their starting lineup. Players, Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Patton, all these guys come and go. Offensive coordinator, Charlie Weiss, Josh McDaniels, Bill O'Brien, Romeo Crennel, come and go. The one constant that stays on that sideline, no matter who comes in, players, Coach Belichick. When coaches can't win with their starters and he's taking a backup to the backup and winning ball games on a short week, Coach Belichick.
Did you take my notes? I swear, I had all that. You played it like a Jedi mind trick on me.
Wait,
everything.
You think the same thing he thinks?
Belichick?
Yes.
Yeah. Because the common denominator was that all the assistant coaches that you said, Josh McDaniels,
Romeo.
Nick Saban, Romeo, Charlie Wise, Eric Mangini. There might be one more in there. O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all under that system, and all those guys that we just mentioned, and I say we're a team. They haven't won a single playoff game or postseason game. They never, not one. All had coaching jobs.
I seriously anticipated that this man was so smart he would see the light. Now you're in my camera's way, so that won't work.
Just know we're against you. It's 2 against 1.
You know, I got to tell you, this question is so offensive to me. It is so disrespectful to the best quarterback in pro football, Tom Brady. This is straight Brady hate. That's what this is.
Man,
right?
stop.
Yes, it is.
No, I have nothing but
Brady
respect
hate.
for the man.
No,
I think he's one of the greatest.
It's not coming across.
I didn't say he was terrible.
Do I need to remind both of you? Tom Brady has won 4 Super Bowls and should have won 6 because Eli stole one from him and Wes Welker dropped one. That's what happened.
He stole it.
Eli stole one by closing his eyes and throwing it up as far as he could, and it came down and stuck in Tyree's face mask. That's what happened in the first one. And Wes Welker, again, I'm asking a lot. A little Wes down the seam, but he had to twist in the air a little bit, but you got to catch that ball, and we're having a different conversation because that would have been number 5.
What if Vinatieri missed those 2 kicks?
It doesn't matter. He's the best kicker in pro football. So here's the point. Tom Brady has been to a record 10 conference championship games. He's been to 5 in a row. These are extraordinary numbers.
They are.
Tom Brady saved Bill Belichick from getting fired that year. In 2001, they had fallen to 0-2. Bill had failed in Cleveland, as you always point out.
He did.
And I know for sure because one of the assistants on that staff has told me they all feared they were about to go. Bill was on the hot seat, and out of heaven, out of the 6th round, some guy who ran the most awkward-looking 40 in the history of the Combine falls into Bill's lap. And because Drew Bledsoe gets hurt, he has to stick that kid from Michigan in his 2nd year into the starting lineup, and the rest is Super Bowl history. Tom Brady created the quarterback culture there. Tom Brady has mentored backup after backup after backup, including Jimmy Garoppolo and now Jacoby Brissett. They have learned the ropes from Tom Brady. He is the role model for that franchise for offense and defense. And you mentioned the coordinators, all these geniuses who coach Tom Brady. What does happen when they go away? Charlie Weiss, he failed miserably as a head coach. What happened to Josh McDaniels in his short stint in Denver?
Got fired.
Now, maybe he'll get another chance, and you could be right because he's a good guy, and I wish him well. But then what has happened to Bill O'Brien, the genius who coached Tom Brady? What's he done so far in Houston? In a division where he can back into a division crown year after year. What happened last night? Was that as humiliating a loss for that franchise as it's ever suffered, given how good everybody thought it was going to be coming into this year? It's so disrespectful. It's 75% Tom Brady and 25% Bill Belichick. It's a quarterback's game. He is the guy who saved Belichick and who basically fuels this whole franchise, and he has for year after consistent year after year.
Okay, how is Coach Romeo Crennel, how has he done since he left Coach Belichick? Eric Mangini.
They're okay. They've had their moments. You mean as defensive coordinators?
As head coaches.
Well, okay, same thing.
So all that culture.
It's a quarterback's game. In the end, if you don't have that guy, nothing else matters. You can't just win with your defense unless you have Ray Lewis. If you have Ray Lewis in 2000, I'll give you a defense.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. We've seen guys that have great head coaches. Peyton Manning had a bunch of head coaches. How'd that work out for him?
Well, how did Peyton Manning work out in the postseason? No disrespect to Peyton, but the numbers don't lie. Well, Tom Brady's 22-9 in the postseason.
Well, I'm thinking Peyton Manning would be 26-3 if he had Coach Belichick.
Get my notes.
Baloney. Look at you.
26.
Y'all pulling out all these stats and facts.
Now, Mr. Tillman has my notes, so he's got a chance.
Let me get some notes in here. Look, no one is disrespecting Tom Brady.
No.
Nobody is hating.
Did you play against him at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got 2 picks, too.
You got 2 picks?
One game.
Okay, then.
Dustin researched that. Hey, Mike Berger researched that.
You have some credibility. Who won the game, though, by the way?
They did.
Thank you. Next question.
They won. But I got my 2 picks, though, Tom. Appreciate you.
Oh, we beat them in New England, in Foxborough, the year after they won the Super Bowl.
It happens occasionally. But
we
4
beat-
Super Bowl rings, it should be 6.
We beat him with Brian Greasy beat him. You remember Brian Greasy, the one that kept him on the bench at Michigan? That Brian Greasy whipped him again.
You know what? I don't want to go too deep into this, but I got to throw it out because you guys are pushing on me. You pushed me back into a corner.
What?
But if Bill Belichick is so great, why did he have to resort to cheating? That's what always gets me when people say he's the greatest coach ever. Bill Walsh didn't have to resort to cheating. And listen, Bill Belichick, I'm sorry, Spygate, I know Spygate.
I never said he was the greatest coach ever.
I know the accusations pre-Super Bowl from, remember this, St. Louis Rams, remember Carolina Panthers?
Yes.
Before their Super Bowls, you know what they alleged.
Yes.
They were allegations, they could not be proven. But I'm just saying, why would the greatest coach ever have to resort to taping defensive signals? Remember this? Okay.
And look, and I get it, Skip, and then people to say, well, taping the signal, yeah, it does, because if I know what's coming, if I know what defense you're going to be in, oh, it definitely helps me. Just like if I know what offense, the formation, and I know what you like to run out of that, because before then, you were hand signaling everything. So they were taping the signals, and then they had another guy that was taping the field, the formations, like, okay, we can tie this all together. So it does help. But Skip, I mean, in free agency, because the Steelers, Joe Green and Terry Bradshaw and Franco and Mel Blount, they couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
All these Dallas Cowboys, they couldn't go anywhere. He got guys coming and going. There's been one constant: he and Tom. He's coached the team. Tom is quarterbacked the team. Mr. Kraft is on the team. So okay, how about this here? I give everybody 33 1/3. I give Mr. Kraft 33 1/3. I give Belichick 33 1/3, and I give Brady.
And
That's
wrong.
good math.
Why do you want to give Brady all the credit?
Because it's the game is rigged for the quarterback to control the game. It's the most commanding position in all sports, except maybe the pitcher in baseball. But again, that guy can only pitch every 5th day.
Right.
Okay, so this guy can quarterback every game.
Right.
Okay, and my point is, you couldn't. Like, if Bill Belichick had tried to do it with a parade of quarterbacks, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You wouldn't be saying he's the greatest coach.
Well, if Brady had done it with a parade of coaches, but he's had the same coach in most great
and I'm sure it has helped him some. But I submit to you, and I'll never prove it, that he could have won with 4 or 5 coaches. No.